Hey, this is Adam with the Adam Wines Guitar Academy, and today I'm coming to you with another easy-to-play sweep-picking arpeggio that uses 2 strings. So if you think you can't sweep-pick, I bet you can probably play this pretty easily. So let me show you the reel I did to perform this, and then we're going to get right into it, and there'll be tab on the screen for you. All right, so in measure 1 here, we have 7, hammering on to 10, and then 7 on string 2. Technique-wise, we're doing a down pick with a hammer on, and then a down pick on 7 of string 2. And that's it, and that's the sweep picking technique we're going to be using. It's just going to keep repeating. It's very simple. This is probably one of the easiest sweep picking exercises you could potentially perform. So you're going to find this goes throughout the entire exercise. Now the notes here, we have B, D, and F sharp. That's a B minor triad right there. Technically it's second inversion because we have the F sharp in the bass. And I like to do a finger roll here. Now when you do a finger roll, just make sure not to roll it over too much to get extra string noise. So I just roll it over just enough where the first string gets muted and I hit that string there without any extra string noise. For example, I don't want to hear this. I want to hear. So if I don't fling it over too much, I'll mute that string, which is what I want. Now after that, we have 6 going to 9 with the hammer on, and then 8 on string 2. This is a G diminished right here, G diminished triad. We have G, B flat, and D flat, which is really nice. It's like a passing diminished triad going on to the next part you'll see in a second. But just to review measure 1, we have B minor, then G diminished. Now we get to measure 2, we have 9 to 12 with a hammer on, and then 11 on string 2. The notes here, we have C sharp, E, and A sharp. So we can think of this as A sharp diminished. We could also potentially think of it as B flat diminished if you wanted to. That's done twice. Then we come over to 10 with a hammer on to 14, and then 12 on string 2. So here, this is the notes D, F sharp, and B. This is actually B minor again, but this time it's technically in root position because the B is on the lower part here. So anyway, we have, then it's going to 11 with a hammer on to 14, and then 12 on string 2. This actually is B major because we have D sharp, F sharp, and B. So far we had B minor going to B major. The whole measure, we have A sharp diminished, B minor, B major. Okay, now moving on to measure 3, we have 12 hammering on to 15, and then 12 on string 2. This is going to be another finger roll technique going on here. The notes here are E, G, and B. This happens to be an E minor triad with B in the bass, which makes it technically second inversion. Then we're going to go to 13, hammer on to 16, and then 15 on string 2. That's done twice. The notes here we have F, A flat, and D. So this is actually D diminished. So this measure we have E minor, D diminished, and then we come to measure 4, we have 14 to 17 hammer on, and then 15 on string 2. That's done 4 times. The notes there are F sharp, A, and D. This is that D major triad again. Okay, moving on, we have 12 going to 17 with a hammer on, then 15 on string 2. That's done twice. Notes here are E, A, D. There's a lot of ways we could think of this as a triad. I think the easiest way personally to think of this is a D triad with a 9th. So because the D here, we could think of that as the root. When we go to A, we could think of that as the 5th of a D triad of some kind. We don't really know if it's major or minor, but the E is an extension and it's very colorful sounding. It doesn't sound like your normal chord or your normal arpeggio. That's why it sounds so interesting. It's technically like a D9 of some kind. Now after that, we have 12 to 17 again, and then it's going to go to 14. So the notes we have here are E, A, and C sharp. So that implies an A major triad. Technically, it's a first inversion triad because the third, C sharp, is in the bass part here. So this measure we have D9 to A major, and then finally we end with a nice D note. I like to put a little bit of vibrato there. Quite fun. Okay, just a quick review here. We have B minor, G diminished, B flat diminished or A sharp diminished, B minor, B major. We have E minor, D diminished, D major, D9, A major, and a nice D. Alright, I hope you found that useful. I think you're going to find that if you thought you couldn't sweep pick before, now you can. This one's not too bad. It's a perfect launching point to take you into more advanced sweep picking exercises and to build your confidence and to have a lot of fun. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.